They pushed you down. They tried to break you, make you small. But guess what? You stand tall. You were meant for this battle. They thought they could crush your spirit, dim your light, shatter your dreams. But here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still standing. The world doesn't know what's coming for it. You were built for this. Every time they pushed you to the ground, every time they told you that you couldn't, you rose again. And now you know that they made a grave mistake. They thought they could make you fall, but you were never meant to fall. You were meant to soar. This battle, this struggle, it's not the end of your story. It's just the beginning. It's the moment you take everything they've thrown at you and use it as fuel to ignite your rise. Because here's the truth. The world does not know what it's dealing with when it comes to you. You are relentless, you are unstoppable, and those who tried to push you down, they'll soon see that it's them who will be trampled underfoot. You're not here to simply survive. You're here to conquer, to show them what true strength looks like, to prove that no matter how many times they knock you down, you will rise, stronger, fiercer, more determined than ever. This is your time, and nothing, no one can stop you now. You've felt the weight of rejection. You've experienced the sting of failure like a cruel slap across your face, over and over again. The dreams you've worked for, the goals you've sacrificed for, they slipped through your fingers like grains of sand. Every door you knocked on, every opportunity you reached for, it slammed shut in your face. You stood there, hands bleeding from the effort, eyes wide with disbelief, wondering why it was so hard for you when others seemed to glide through life with ease. The words they said, those cutting, dismissive words, echo in your mind. Still, you're not good enough. You'll never make it. You're not worthy. They told you that your dreams were too big, too far out of reach, and somewhere deep inside, you began to believe them. You began to wonder if they were right. You felt the crushing weight of disappointment, not just from others, but from yourself, too. You've questioned whether you were foolish to think you could rise above. You've asked yourself how many times you have to fall before you realize it's not meant to be. You've heard the silence, the deafening silence that fills the spaces where your voice should have been heard. Your worth should have been recognized. You've been passed over, overlooked, ignored. You've been shoved aside, told to wait your turn, told that you don't matter, and somehow you convinced yourself that maybe they were right. Maybe you don't deserve to be seen. But I'm here to tell you this. Your pain is real. Your struggles are valid. Everything you've gone through, everything that has hurt you, every rejection, every failure, it has not been in vain. Your tears are not wasted, and your bruises don't define you. Yes, you've been knocked down. Yes, you've been cast aside. Yes, you've been made to feel like your voice doesn't matter. But those wounds, those are the marks of your resilience, not your defeat. You've carried the burden of their doubt, their hurtful words, their disregard. But now it's time to lay that burden down. The past can no longer control you. The pain, the failure, the disappointment, they are only chapters in your story, not the end. You've been through the storm, and now you stand with the strength to weather any future ones that come your way. There is a villain in your story, a shadow that has followed you for far too long. It may not wear a crown, nor wield a sword, but it is powerful in its own way. This villain, it's the whispers of self-doubt that echo in your mind every time you stand on the edge of greatness. It's the toxic people in your life who have made it their mission to tell you that you're not good enough, that you'll never amount to anything. They don't just criticize you, they attack the very essence of who you are, planting seeds of insecurity that grow into full-fledged storms of fear. These are the voices that drown out your own, telling you to shrink, to conform, to be less than you were ever meant to be. But this villain doesn't just come from the outside. It lurks within you, too. It's the voice inside your head, the one that says, you can't, The one that says you're not worthy. It's that constant nagging feeling that no matter how hard you try, you will never be enough. Self-doubt is a demon that feeds on your insecurities, whispering its lies into the cracks of your mind, convincing you that you're destined to fail. It follows you everywhere, into your darkest moments and even into your brightest ones, casting its shadow on every victory, no matter how small. It's the force that makes you second-guess every decision, question every move, and hesitate at every opportunity. You know it well, the doubt that keeps you from taking that next step, that stops you from reaching your true potential. And then there's society. The world around you, with its expectations and judgments, is another powerful force standing against you. Society has a way of defining success, telling you what you should be, how you should act, and what your worth should look like. It measures your value in terms of achievements, appearance, status, and if you don't fit its mold, it tells you that you're not enough. It's the pressure to conform, to be like everyone else, to follow a path that wasn't meant for you. It's the comparison game, the one where you feel like you're always coming up short, always falling behind. Society places its weight on your shoulders, making you feel like you're carrying a burden too heavy to bear, like you're constantly running a race you can't win. And let's not forget the external circumstances, the battles that life throws at you when you least expect them, the unexpected loss, the sudden illness, the financial struggles, the job rejection. These forces have a way of showing up, uninvited, to shake the very foundation of your reality. They have a way of making you feel powerless, as if everything you've worked for could be taken away in an instant. These external forces seem relentless, like waves crashing against the shore, constantly testing your will to keep going, to stay afloat. But here's the thing, these forces, as dark and as heavy as they may seem, are not invincible. Yes, they have power. Yes, they can push you down, make you doubt yourself, and make the world feel like it's closing in on you. But they are not unbreakable. They are not permanent. These forces, whether they are the toxic people in your life, the self-doubt you carry, the pressure of society, or the unpredictability of life's circumstances, they all have one thing in common. They are temporary. They are fleeting. They may knock you down, but they can't keep you there unless you allow them to. You have within you something far stronger than any of these forces. You have a resilience that doesn't break under pressure, a will that refuses to bend. The villain in your story may have been powerful, but it is powerless against the force that resides within you. These dark forces are just clouds in your sky, clouds that will eventually pass, leaving behind a horizon of possibility. The villain is not invincible because you are. You have the power to rise above it, to rise above the doubt, the negativity, the limitations that the world tries to impose on you. You are not defined by these forces. You are defined by your ability to overcome them. So stand tall, because the villain may have been strong, but it was never stronger than you. Life has a way of testing you, relentlessly throwing obstacle after obstacle in your path, each one designed to break you. It doesn't give you a moment of peace. It doesn't allow you to catch your breath. You've been battered by storms, like a tree whose roots are constantly tested by the violent wind. It seemed as if every time you took a step forward, something would push you 2 steps back. The moments where you thought you were making progress, where you thought you were finally on your way, those were the moments life decided to pull the rug from under you. There was the time you poured your heart into something, only to have it fail miserably. The dream you built up from nothing, the vision you nurtured, was crushed under the weight of circumstances beyond your control. It wasn't just failure. It was the sting of betrayal, the feeling that you had been deceived by your own hopes. You gave everything to that dream, only for it to slip through your fingers like water. And yet, there you were, standing in the aftermath, watching the pieces of your heart scatter on the floor. How many times did you think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. How many times did you look at others who seemed to glide through life with ease and wonder why things never seemed to go your way? Then came the misunderstandings, the times when your intentions were twisted, your words misinterpreted, and your actions misjudged. You were painted with a brush that wasn't yours, judged for things you never did, and blamed for mistakes that weren't yours to make. Those moments of isolation were deafening. The feeling of being misunderstood, the deep pain of seeing your character questioned by those who didn't take the time to know you. It was as if you were constantly fighting a battle where no one could hear your side of the story, where you were forced to carry the weight of guilt for things you had no control over. You watched others succeed while you faced setback after setback, your every move scrutinized, every decision questioned. It began to feel like the universe was conspiring against you. No matter how hard you tried, it seemed like the doors were always closed, the road always blocked. The times when you felt like you were walking through a never-ending fog, where nothing seemed clear, and you couldn't even see the path ahead. And in those moments, the doubt crept in, subtle at first, like whispers in the wind, then louder and louder until they became the only voice you could hear. Maybe you're just not good enough. Maybe you're just not meant to succeed. Maybe it's time to give up. But you didn't give up. No matter how many times life knocked you down, you always found a way to get back up. Maybe it wasn't with the same strength as before, and maybe it wasn't with the same enthusiasm, but you kept moving forward, step by step. The pain, the betrayal, the failures, they didn't define you. They didn't break you. They tested you. And in those tests, you found out what you were really made of. You found the strength to rise again, even when the world seemed to be pushing you into the ground. Each attempt to break you was like a blow to your core, a challenge to your very existence. But each time, you found a way to hold on, to keep going. The storms didn't stop. The failures didn't stop. The betrayals didn't stop. But neither did you. Because in those moments when the weight of the world was on your shoulders, you learned that the only thing that could break you was your own decision to stop fighting. And as long as you refused to stop, as long as you refused to give in, no matter how many times life knocked you down, you would always rise. And the more you rose, the stronger you became. In the midst of every storm, when the winds were howling and the darkness seemed to stretch on forever, you felt it, a spark, a flicker of light deep within you. It wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, it didn't shout over the chaos of your life, but it was there, like a small flame refusing to be snuffed out. It was that quiet whisper in your heart that said, "You are not done, you are not broken, you will rise again." That spark, that glimmer of hope, it's not something that can be extinguished by the weight of the world. It's a fire burning deep inside of you, a force that refuses to be defeated. You can feel it, can't you? It's there, hidden beneath all the hurt, the pain, the failures. It's a quiet but powerful pull, urging you to rise, to keep fighting. It's the voice that tells you to get back up, even when the world feels like it's crumbling around you. It's the drive that pushes you to do more, to be more, even when every part of you says you should quit. That fire inside you is not just a flicker. It's a roaring blaze, impossible to ignore. It's that undeniable desire to overcome, to prove that no matter how many times life tries to knock you down, you will stand taller. You will rise higher. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your future. They may have beaten your body. They may have made you feel like you weren't enough, like you would never measure up. But they could never touch your spirit. Your spirit is untouchable, unbreakable. It's a force of nature, a part of you that is beyond the reach of anyone or anything. Your desire to overcome is rooted in something deeper than the world's opinions, deeper than your failures, deeper than any obstacle in your path. It is an unstoppable force that has always been there, waiting for you to recognize it, to embrace it, and to let it guide you. You are made of resilience, of strength that cannot be extinguished. It's not something that can be taken away by others. It's not something that can be defeated by the harshest of battles. It is a part of you. It always has been. The desire to rise above, to fight back, to keep pushing forward is a natural instinct, something that runs through your vein, like an ancient power that can never be silenced. It's the very thing that will carry you through every challenge, every setback, every betrayal. It's the reason you will not just survive, but thrive, and it's growing inside of you. It's growing stronger every time they try to tear you down. Every time they tell you no, it fuels that fire even more. Every time you face disappointment, it's like adding more wood to the flames, making that fire burn brighter, hotter, fiercer. You can't stop it. You can't turn it off. This is the force that will drive you to places you never thought possible. This is the part of you that will not settle for less. You are made to rise. You are made to conquer. And no matter what life throws at you, you will overcome. Because this desire, this fire inside you, it is unstoppable. You are unstoppable. And you will not rest until you have reached the heights you were always meant to reach. Every struggle, every hardship only strengthens your resolve. They thought they could break you, but they didn't realize this fire, this desire to overcome, is what makes you who you are. And you are not done, not by a long shot. In the depth of your struggle, when it feels like everything is against you, there's a voice within you that refuses to be silenced. It whispers softly at first, but soon it becomes a roar that echoes through every cell of your body, telling you, you are not done. You will not be broken. It is the voice of your spirit, the spark of hope that no matter how many times you've been knocked down, you will rise. It is a force inside you, an untamed fire that burns hotter with every challenge, every failure, every setback. You feel it, don't you? That fire deep within. It is always there, always waiting to ignite, even when you feel like you've been extinguished. It's the fire that burns brighter than the fear, louder than the doubt. It's that force that pushes you forward, no matter the odds, no matter how impossible it seems. When life tries to keep you down, when the weight of the world presses against your chest, that fire within you grows stronger. It's the whisper that says, you are more than this. You are more than what they told you. You are not defeated. They may have broken your body. They may have stolen your confidence, but they cannot and will never touch your spirit. Your spirit is untouchable, unbreakable. It rises from the ashes of your struggles, just as the sun rises after the darkest night. Every time you were knocked down, every time the world tried to steal your hope, that voice inside you has been there, fighting for you, pushing you forward. It is a relentless force, one that cannot be extinguished by others' judgments, nor can it be quenched by the weight of failure. It is the essence of who you are, the core of your being that refuses to accept defeat. No matter how many times you've been told you're not enough, no matter how many doors have been slammed in your face, that fire burns brighter and louder, telling you that this is not the end of your story. This desire to overcome, to rise above it all, is not something that can be learned. It is something that is built into you, born from your very essence. It is a part of your makeup, woven into your soul. It is as natural as breathing, as inevitable as the dawn after a long, dark night. The world can throw its worst at you, but it can't strip you of that desire to keep going. It can try to break your body, but it will never break your will to fight. You felt it, that burning urge, that unstoppable desire to rise, no matter how many times you've fallen. And with every battle, that fire within you only grows. Each struggle, each hardship, stokes the flames of your determination. Every time you think you can't go on, that fire roars louder, urging you to keep moving, to keep pushing forward. It knows no limits, knows no retreat. It is there to remind you that you are not defined by your failures. You are not defined by the setbacks. You are not defined by the voices that told you to quit. You are defined by your ability to rise again. You are defined by your spirit, unbroken, unyielding, and unshakable. This burning desire to overcome is unstoppable, and it's growing inside you. It's time you recognize it, embrace it, and let it guide you toward your victory. Because with every moment you endure, every obstacle you overcome, you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. The world may try to break you, but it will never touch your spirit. You are a force that cannot be stopped. The moment you've been waiting for, the moment you've been silently craving, is finally here. It begins with the smallest of victories, a shift so subtle at first that you might not even notice it. But the truth is, this is the turning point, the moment when everything changes. It's the moment when you decide that you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your destiny. The first victory comes in the form of a decision to no longer sit back and let life happen to you. It's the moment when you stop waiting for permission, stop hoping for validation, and start taking control. You find yourself standing up for yourself when before you would have stayed silent. It's the small act of saying, "No more. I will not be treated this way. I will not be overlooked, ignored, or pushed aside." It might be a conversation where you finally speak your truth, or it might be a quiet, internal decision to let go of the doubts that have held you captive for far too long. But in that moment, you reclaim a piece of your power. You realize that the fear of confrontation, the fear of standing up for yourself, was never as strong as the fear of continuing to let others define you. In these early moments of change, you start to see the cracks in the walls that once confined you. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. What seemed impossible now feels within your grasp. It could be something as simple as applying for a job you never thought you were qualified for, taking a step toward a dream you buried long ago, or simply starting a conversation with someone you admire. These small victories, these little acts of bravery, start to add up. Each one chips away at the doubt, at the fear, at the limitations that once held you back. You begin to see that you are not as powerless as you once believed. The fears that once paralyzed you, you begin to face them head on. Maybe it's the fear of failure that used to stop you from taking risks. Maybe it's the fear of rejection, of putting yourself out there and getting nothing in return. Or maybe it's the fear of being judged, of standing out and drawing attention to yourself. But with every small victory, you prove to yourself that those fears no longer have a hold on you. You stand taller in the face of them, ready to challenge what once seemed impossible. And with each fear you confront, you begin to see that they were never as big as they appeared. They were just shadows, nothing more than illusions that disappeared the moment you decided to face them. In this process of transformation, you start to recognize something powerful. Your strength. It was always there, buried beneath the layers of doubt and disappointment. But now, as you begin to take action, you start to see it. You feel it in your every move, in your every decision. Each step forward is a declaration that you will not be held back anymore. You are no longer the person who waits for things to happen to them. You are the person who makes things happen. As these small victories accumulate, you begin to experience a shift within yourself. The helplessness you once felt fades away. It's replaced by a sense of agency, a sense of power that grows stronger with every choice you make. You are no longer a passive observer in your own life. You are a force, a creator, an agent of change. You realize that the world around you does not have the power to define you unless you allow it. And as you take ownership of your life, you begin to see the world through a different lens. You no longer see obstacles as roadblocks, but as challenges to overcome. You no longer see failures as defeats, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and rise even higher. This is the moment when the person you once were, The person held back by fear, by doubt, by the weight of the past, begins to fade into the distance. The person you are becoming, the person who faces fears, who takes risks, who stands tall in the face of adversity, begins to emerge. You are stepping into your power bit by bit, and as you do, the world begins to shift in your favor. The opportunities that once seemed out of reach begin to draw closer. The dreams that once seemed impossible start to feel attainable. The breakthrough has begun. You are no longer waiting for change. You are making it happen. The balance is shifting in your favor, and nothing will ever be the same again. There's a truth you need to understand. The pain you've endured, the struggles you've faced, they have not been in vain. They have been the fire that forges you, the hammer that shapes you. The wounds, the scars, the battles you've fought, these are not signs of weakness. These are the marks of strength, of resilience. You wear your scars like badges of honor because they are the proof of your survival. They are the evidence that you have faced the storm and come out standing. And here's the most powerful thing you can learn. Without pain, there can be no growth. Without struggle, there can be no strength. You see, when life pushes you to your limit, when it tests every ounce of your resolve, it's not breaking you, it's building you. Every challenge, every moment of suffering is a lesson, a step in the process of transformation. The more you face adversity, the stronger you become. And the more you learn to embrace that struggle, the more you realize that it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you. Just like steel is forged in fire, you too are being forged in the fire of your struggles. Imagine a warrior standing tall, a seasoned fighter whose every scar tells a story. Each one is a testament to a battle fought and won. These marks don't signify weakness or defeat. No, they are symbols of victory. They tell the world that this warrior has been to hell and back and survived. And so have you. The pain you've experienced, whether it was betrayal, failure, or loss, has been a part of your training, your preparation for something greater. Every moment that you thought would break you, every time you were pushed to the brink, you came back stronger. When you embrace the struggle, you stop seeing pain as an obstacle and start seeing it as the teacher it truly is. Pain teaches you resilience. It teaches you perseverance. It teaches you what you're truly capable of. It pushes you beyond your limits, forcing you to tap into strengths you didn't even know you had. And with every challenge you face, you are becoming something more, something formidable, something unstoppable. Your struggle doesn't just change you. It shapes you into someone who is not afraid to fight for what they want. Someone who knows that every setback is just another step forward on the path to victory. As you reflect on your struggles, think about how far you've come. Those dark moments, those moments when you thought you couldn't go on, have become the foundation of your strength. The pain you've suffered, the hardships you've endured, they've stripped you of everything that wasn't essential. And in doing so, they've revealed who you truly are. You are tougher than you ever imagined. You are more resilient, more capable, more powerful than you gave yourself credit for. The struggle has taken away your vulnerabilities and left you with an unbreakable spirit. It's the wounds you've healed, the battles you've won, that have made you strong. And the most important thing is this: you're not done yet. Every challenge that lies ahead will only serve to make you even stronger. Think of the strongest people you know, the ones who inspire you, who seem unshakable in the face of adversity. The truth is, they didn't get that way by avoiding pain. They didn't get there by running from their struggles. No, they became who they are because they embraced their pain, their fears, their limitation. They let the struggle refine them, shape them, and build them into warriors of the mind and spirit. And now, they stand tall, unafraid of what life might throw at them, because they know they've faced worse and come out victorious. Now it's your turn. You are no different. You've been through the fire, and you've emerged stronger, tougher, more prepared for whatever lies ahead. Every challenge, every battle has been a part of your training. You are being shaped into someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives. You are not just enduring the pain, you are learning from it, using it to grow, to become the person you were always meant to be. So wear your scars proudly, wear them like armor, because each scar tells a story of a battle you fought and won. Each one is a symbol of your strength, of your resilience, of your power. The struggle hasn't been in vain. It has been the making of you, and now nothing can stand in your way. You are a warrior forged by pain and ready to conquer anything that dares to challenge you. Out of the darkest ashes you rise, just like the phoenix, whose fiery demise is but a prelude to its resurrection. You have been reborn through the flames of your struggles. They thought they could burn you, reduce you to nothing more than charred remnants, but they didn't realize that you were not meant to be destroyed. You were meant to be forged. Every trial, every setback, every moment of pain was the fire that refined you, reshaped you, and made you stronger than you ever imagined. They tried to break you. They thought they could defeat you, snuff out your light. But what they didn't understand was that you are made of something much stronger than mere flesh and bone. You are made of resilience, of unbreakable spirit, and a fire that will never die. You rose from the ashes, not just surviving, but thriving, transformed by the flames that were meant to destroy you. You are the phoenix, rising anew, more powerful, more determined, and more unstoppable than ever. The fire that once threatened to consume you has only served to refine your strength. It has burned away everything that wasn't meant to be, leaving you with the purest form of yourself, resilient, fearless, unyielding. The world tried to tear you apart, but all it succeeded in doing was creating the most formidable version of you. You are no longer the person who was held back by doubt, by fear, or by the opinions of others. You are the person who rises from the ashes with the full force of your power. Something powerful is stirring within you. It has always been there, waiting for the right moment to awaken. You felt it in the depths of your soul, a force you didn't always recognize, but now it is undeniable. You have evolved. You are no longer the person you once were, the person who was beaten down by life, the person who doubted their worth, the person who feared failure. You have transformed. The trial, the heartache, the setbacks, they have shaped you into someone stronger, someone unstoppable. You feel it now, don't you? The shift within you, the moment when you realize that you are no longer held back by the chains of your past. Like a mountain that stands unshaken by the fiercest winds, you stand tall, unwavering in the face of whatever life throws your way. The person you were is gone, replaced by someone who knows their worth, someone who has discovered the limitless power within them.